Okay, so now we will move towards the third category of sentences, that is the compound sentences. So far we have discussed about the simple sentence and the complex sentence. And what is the difference between the two? A simple sentence usually contains one main clause only, or we can say the sentence that contains one finite verb. Whereas in case of complex sentence, there is one main clause and more than one subordinate clauses. Now we will discuss about the compound sentence. What is a compound sentence? A compound sentence is the one which has two or more main clauses, and it may also have one or more subordinate clause. Simply, whenever you see a very long sentence, that is a compound sentence, because it can have two or main clauses. In very simple language, it can have as many as possible the main clause and as many as you want the subordinate clause. No restriction that there must be only one main clause or one subordinate clause or this and that. Whatever you want to include, as much as you want to extend your sentence, you can extend here in the category of compound sentences. It contains two or more main clauses and may or may not have one or more subordinate clauses. May or may not have one or more subordinate clauses. So what is the basic requirement for the compound sentence? That there has to be at least two main clauses. This much is compulsory. Without this, it cannot be a compound sentence. If there is only one clause, one main clause and one subordinate clause, then it will be the complex sentence. For it to be a compound sentence, there has to be at least two main clauses, and after that you can add as much as you want. That will remain the compound sentence. So let's take the example. My new watch did not work, so I went to the shop and changed it. Now here in this particular sentence, my new watch did not work. Look at this much sentence only. So this is itself a complete sentence. It is providing you the complete meaning. It is also telling you about the kind of tense of the sentence. That is why it is the main clause. Now, so I went to the shop. This is also a complete sentence. It is providing you the complete meaning. It is also telling you about the kind of tense. That's why this is the main clause. Now, the rest one is the changed it. Now here in this sentence, this changed it is also a complete sentence. Now what happens when we use more than one main clause? That the subject is not repeated again and again. the subject will be written only once. I is the subject here and it is written only once, and when we are adding the next main clause in the sentence, we will not write the subject again, it will be understood. Suppose I is not written here, if I write I here and I leave rest of the sentence, I changed it as a complete sentence itself and it is giving you the complete meaning. Okay, so that is why this is the main clause. So in this sentence, the first this one, the second this one, and the third this one. These are the three clauses and all the three are main clauses of the sentence. So here this is satisfying the condition for being a compound sentence. If there are two or more main clauses, then it is a compound sentence. Now, in the compound sentence, the terms that we use to join the main clauses are and, or, but, yet, so, therefore, either or, neither nor. All these terms are used in the sentences. Wait, let me write it. And, or, but, yet, so, either, or, and, neither, nor. All these terms, all these words or the pair of words are used to join the two main clause or the main clause with the subordinate clause. Then here we call these terms as the coordinating conjunctions. These terms are known as the coordinating conjunctions. Like when we were discussing about the clauses, in that we have discussed about a few words: that, when, before, after, till, because. All those were the subordinating conjunctions that we use in the complex sentence when we will be adding the main clause and the subordinate clause. Then we will use the subordinating conjunctions. That will be in the case of complex sentences and where we are adding two main clauses, and after that if we are adding this coordinating conjunction also helps in adding the subordinate clause to the sentence. Let me make it more clear to you. Wait a minute. Two things are here. The first one is subordinating conjunctions and the second one is coordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions are used in the complex sentences, whereas the coordinating conjunctions are used in the compound sentences. Now, what are the subordinating conjunctions? The subordinating conjunctions can be that, when, till, after, before, until because, if, unless, though. These all can be the subordinating conjunctions. Whenever we are talking about the coordinating conjunctions, these can be and, or, so, but, yet, either or neither nor. So this is how the subordinating conjunctions or the coordinating conjunctions are used in the complex sentences or the compound sentences. Now we were discussing about the compound sentences, and we have discussed only one example where the three main clauses were discussed. Now we will take another example of the compound sentence in which both the main clause and the subordinate clauses are discussed. So, phone him up and find out. Phone him up and find out when he is coming so that we can plan what to do. Now here in this sentence, phone him up and find out when he is coming so that we can plan what to do. In this sentence, there are two main clauses and three subordinate clauses. I told you this earlier so that you can understand the things easily when I'll find out the clauses in this particular sentence. Phone him up and find out when he is coming so that we can plan what to do. Phone him up and find out. These are the main clauses: when he is coming so that we can plan and what to do. These are the subordinate clauses. So in this way, the sentence has two main clauses and three subordinate clauses. So now here you can see in this way, a compound sentence can have as many as possible the main clauses and the subordinate clauses. But the essential requirement is there has to be at least two main clauses. If only one main clause is there and a number of subordinate clauses are there, then it will be the complex sentence. Always remember, if here only one main clause will be there and three subordinate clauses, then it will be a complex sentence and not the compound. So being a compound sentence, there has to be minimum two main clauses. So what are the essential requirements for all the three kinds of sentence? For the simple sentence, a finite verb is necessary. We can also call it the main clause. For the complex, one main clause, one subordinate clause, the minimum requirement. And for the compound sentences, the minimum requirement is two main clauses. So this is how we divide the sentence on the basis of these clauses into these of the sentence will not change. How is it possible? Let's take an example. Seeing the wolf, the boy ran away. Another, when the boy saw the wolf, he ran away. The last one, the boy saw the wolf and ran away. Now here you can see that in all these three sentences, the meaning is the same. All these three sentences are conveying you the very same meaning, that there was a boy, the boy saw the wolf, and when the boy saw the wolf, he ran away. Seeing the wolf, the boy ran away, same meaning. When the boy saw the wolf, he ran away, same meaning. The boy saw the wolf and he ran away, same meaning. But if we look at the kind of sentence for all these three sentences, you can see the first one. This is a simple sentence. The second one, this is a complex sentence. And the third one, this is a compound sentence. How? Seeing the wolf, the boy ran away. The finite verb, the non-finite verb. And this is the main clause because it is giving you the complete meaning. Next, when the boy saw the wolf, he ran away. When the boy saw the wolf, this we have already discussed in the examples of complex sentences. This much is the subordinating clause because it is asking what happened next. So what happened next is he ran away. This is the main clause. So one main clause, one subordinate clause, that's why it is the complex sentence. Now come to the last sentence. The boy saw the wolf. Complete sentence itself, it is giving you the complete meaning, and ran away. Now here the subject boy is hidden, and we used here and, which is the coordinating conjunction and which is used in the compound sentences. That's why this one is one main clause and this one is the other main clause. So that is why whenever we are having two main clauses, this means this is the compound sentence. And this is the way how you can change one sentence into the other without changing the meaning of the sentence. So this is all about chapter 28, simple, compound and the complex sentences.